Invincible Season 2, Episode 2, done and dusted. Let's talk about that. So, Episode 2 of Season 2 of Invincible, now out on Amazon Prime for you guys to go and check out right now. I've just watched it. I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on it. Now, last week's episode 1, I thought was fantastic. Did exactly what episode 1 needed to do in the new season. Reacquaint us with all the characters that we loved. Show us what is going on after Season 1's events. Like, how is the world coping with OMNI-MAN's, disappearance and the events that, took place. Now we move into episode 2, and we're supposed to build upon what episode 1 did. And that's exactly what episode 2, did really, really well. And look, the main core of this episode, again, is, the consequences of what OMNI-MAN did, trying to right that wrong. And it's all centered around the one character, again, Mark, who is struggling to come to terms with, the world and what has happened with OMNI-MAN. Everything. He's still not overcome the trauma. It's a huge thing that he has to deal with his father, the loved hero of the world, becoming the person that they never thought would ever happen. And, Mark, still has all that blood on his hands and his conscience that he continuously blames himself for. And that's what this episode is about. It's about him trying to keep busy with hero work to try and, starve the idea that, that is dug in deep into his memory, that dealing with everything that's happened with his father. So he's locked that away, and by him going on these hero missions constantly, it's like his way of escaping, dealing with those issues. Because you see it throughout this whole entire episode of him, still not coming to terms with what happened, and he's trying to right the wrong. He wants to be this person that isn't perceived as someone that's like, that's your father, OMNI-MAN. You're going to be exactly like him. Like, he doesn't want that, and he's trying to change that. So by him going on these missions, trying to do the right thing, trying to show Cecil, trying to show the world that he is not his father, that he is someone who thinks for himself and is a hero of this world, not a villain. So you have that all centered around with Mark, and there's confrontations that he has. The fight that he has at the start with the doctor, absolutely fantastic. Looked gorgeous as well, and it was fantastic. All that stuff there, and then the underwater fight that he has. He's down there trying to right the wrong with what his father did to the king. So he's there trying to do all this stuff to make it seem like he's a good person. And there's this beautiful moment with his mother at the end as well, because previously in this episode, he has a confrontation with his mother as well, where his mother says something regarding the father. And he's like, well, why would you even say that then if you don't believe that? So it's like you can feel the tension, because you've got to remember his mother's going through it as well. And that's what this episode does really well, is it takes her character and shows you the trauma and how she's struggling with everything that's happened. And there's this moment where she's selling the house, and this guy is talking very ill towards his wife, basically just putting her down and like saying, treating her like dog crap. That's really what he was doing. And when she sees this side, she gets really mad and says to him, she's not your pet. Because remember, that's what Nolan said that to her, that she was just a pet to him. So now she sees that, and she sees that relationship there. And then when she gets home and, the wine, pulls the wine out, but the cupboard door's not there, she just loses it. And she starts crashing it. Wine glasses go everywhere. And you just see, and you can feel the tension that's building up inside of her, like this hurt that she has deep inside. And when Mark's there, and he comes in and sees his mother like that, it's like one of those moments where you're like, Mark, this is like, you and your mother have to go through this together. Like, you can't just keep on going away from this issue. You're going to have to face it. And, like, just seeing his mother there, and then he hugs her. Like, it's just this beautiful moment. So that was all great. The underwater fight with Mark was fantastic. I really loved that. And that moment where, he needs the backup, and they free that little gigantic monster thing in Atlantis down there. And he's swimming up, and he turns around and he sees this thing killing all these, fishmen people. And then Cecil's like, well, it serves them right. They were the ones that brought it home and that. And then Cecil's like, you're not your father. And then the moment where Mark's like, you're right. I'm not my father. That's why I'm going to go down and help them, because he would just leave them. I'm going down and I'm helping these people because, you know what? That's what heroes do. And I love that. I love that about Mark's character, and it's fantastic. So that fight sequence was great. And then you've got the stuff with Eve that's going on. And at first, when you see Eve's family and you see her doing this great deed, you know, fixing Chicago, and then she gets home and like her mother and that, like, you know, it's just a disaster at home. There's no food, no nothing. Obviously, she can create all that stuff. And she does. And then she creates like this golden apple and says, just sell it. You know, get some money in and stuff like that. I can help you in that. And the dad's like, no, I don't want your help. And you're just like, dude, why are you being such an asshole to her? Like, she's just trying to help. And then when she comes back after a few days, he's really mad. All the stuff's thrown out and that. And then when he hands her the paper and says, this is why you can't just go around doing things, because that building she fixed and all that collapsed. And it's just, and he's like, it's amazing that no one died. So you can already see, like, yes, she has good intentions. Her intentions are good. She wants to rebuild. She wants to help people. And that's all great. But sometimes you're too eager to help without knowing the actual facts and everything that you need to know before you help these people. And I think that's going to be a great character arc for her now that she has to learn, is she's rushing too much into helping certain things when it comes to the construction and that, without actually knowing the foundations before she actually gets involved. And it is hinted towards that when the crew were all there. And they're like, you gave us no warning, no nothing. Like, you scared the crap out of us. Like, what's going on? Like, you can't do this. So I think Eve's going to have this beautiful character arc as well that I'm very intrigued and excited to see moving forward. Then we get to the big cliffhanger at the end there, because we have the stuff with like a different timeline where we see a female Cecil there and a female Donald. And then we also see Mark chained up. And then we see the villain from the last episode, the big brain dude. He's sitting there and he's talking to Mark, trying to get ideas on how to defeat OMNI-MAN, because if he knows how to defeat OMNI-MAN, therefore he can defeat Mark. So he's finding out all these sort of ideas of how to take him down, because remember, he wants revenge. He blames this on Invincible. So that's going to be interesting. Then you have all the stuff with the Guardians. You know, obviously the Martian, he's come from the planet as well, and he wants to fit in, so he creates this new superhero. It's hilarious. You know, he's funny, and I'm excited to see the shapeshifter dude to come in now, because it's going to be funny. But then you have all the stuff going on with them, with the Guardians themselves, with Immortal sleeping with the duplicate chick, and now as well. So you have all this dynamic going on inside there. Where's that going to lead? I don't know. Then you have the Lizard Society down there as well that are, you know, banding up and going to try and take over. So it's all happening. It's beautifully animated. The score is great. The story is great. The characters, I'm absolutely loving the character arcs here and the character stories. So good. Invincible, episode 2, another big hit. So let me know what you guys thought. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down there. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Till then, stay safe. Peace out.